Today we're going to be taking a closer look, a look back at a day in the park with Barney. Hi everybody and welcome to the world of Micah. Let's take a closer look at a day in the park with Barney, a show that was here at Universal Studios Florida from July 11th, 1995 to August 9th, 2020. Now, let's take a closer look. Now before we head inside Universal Studios Florida, I want to show you guys a photo that was taken over at the Globe. Now the Globe has changed. This is not the same Globe. The Globe in this photograph is now out of Universal Studios Hollywood, but in this area right here is where this photograph was taken back in the year 1995 with Baby Bop, Barney, and BJ. All three standing in front of the Globe. They were here. They were officially the newest gang to join the Universal Studios family. All right, now let's go inside the park, see what we can find from a day in the park with Barney. It's kind of how today's gonna play out. I'm gonna show you guys some photographs, we're gonna match them up, and we're gonna see what remains at the old A Day in the Park with Barney building. We're gonna look at the gift shop, the actual building, the fence, everything. We're gonna see what everything looks like. Let's go in the park. Well, the first thing, A Day in the Park with Barney sign has not been removed from the studio directory. That's interesting, still here. But this is interesting, this one has been removed on this studio directory right across from E.T. Look, no more Barney. All right, well, we're getting close. You know, it's funny, this is where I last met Barney. He was right here on the stage. Came up and talked to him for a few minutes. We've made it. This is what remains of A Day in the Park with Barney. Well, first things first, I'll show you guys exactly what this looked like when it was A Day in the Park with Barney. Here's the photograph. Right now, you can see Baby Bop, Barney, and BJ standing underneath the main entrance. The statue in the back in the fountain no longer is there, and neither is the sign that went across that said A Day in the Park with Barney. This is what it looks like currently. A lot has changed over here. You can see they removed the little sign that was connected to those white little blocks, and right here there was a plaque. You can almost see where it was on the wall, and it had the old Universal Studios Florida logo, and it talked about A Day in the Park with Barney. So we're walking in to the Courtyard area. This was the other entrance you could use to get into what they called Barney's backyard. The sign has been removed up here as well. You can see in the photograph, this is what it used to look like. It had a picture of Barney and a little garden and a rainbow sign that went above that said Barney's backyard on it. No longer here. And this was the Barney Fountain right here. A few little pennies and quarters and stuff around in there, but the Barney statue that was right here in the middle, it's no longer here. That's pretty wild, huh? All the banners have been removed out here in the Courtyard as well. This was the pre-show area right over here. You would go in and you were introduced to the man, Mr. Peekaboo. That was where the show started. Everything was housed inside the buildings here. Pretty wild. No more Barney. Kind of can't wrap my head around it. They're working on some stuff here. They're kind of surveying the area, so who knows what they're going to be doing. But all this is blocked off. Can't really go into anything, but this is kind of what remains in the main Courtyard area. Now, the Barney bathrooms are still here, right over there, as well as the recreation area, they call it, and the benches are still here, so you can still come back here and sit. This is what the sign says. Reserved for family activities and recreation. Feel free to stroll through, have a picnic, or sit down and relax. So you could have a picnic out here with your family. This is kind of the weird part of when attractions closed. It's just the shell. The magic and everything is gone. All that's left is memories. Now this is one of the coolest things. It's still here. It's like this echo rock, I think. It used to have a plaque right here talking about it, but I think yeah. Can you guys hear that? I'm talking at a normal, volume, and I'm nowhere near like the entrance, like the camera's closer. But if you walk up about right here, I can hear myself echo really well. This is still here, one of the last things of Barney. Now Barney originally replaced the Psycho Bates Motel area they had that was right over in this area near Curious George. This is all the house from Psycho and the Bates Motel, this area, and Hard Rock was right over there past Curious George. But this is the only thing that's still here. The flowers, the benches, that's about it. The bathrooms are still here. The building is still here. The water fountain is still here too. Now the thing about this bathroom is that it was built for kids. Everything on the inside is very, very, very small. So we're gonna walk over here, take a closer look at the old gift shop. The signage has been removed, but the little overhang is still here. And I have a photo that we can match up. And here's a photo reference so you can kind of match it up and see what it used to say. On the front there it said the Barney shop. The purple and white banner is still there. A little overhang there, the canopy. But the signage has been removed. And the very top up there, the colors are faded so bad. It used to be very, very colorful like it was in the photo. But yeah, this was the gift shop right here. How wild is that? They've completely removed the Barney sign and painted it white so you couldn't even see where it used to say Barney. That's it. Here's another photograph I found of a day in the park with Barney from the official souvenir book. This one features Baby Bop, Barney, BJ, and Mr. Peekaboo. Look right above Barney and Peekaboo's head, you can see the statue of Barney. And then behind that, the old entrance, it used to say Barney Theater. That's pretty cool. No longer says that, but this is where that photo was taken. And as we walk in, that's what used to be right there on that. It said the Barney Theater. No longer says that, and the Barney statue has been removed too. But where I'm standing right here is where Barney and the gang would have been looking at the photographer. And you guys can see what the statue looked like. It was Barney standing on one foot and the Barney Theater sign to the left of him. Looks like Barney was saying, "Super-de duper." There used to be a sign right here giving information. That was the stanchion, little hole for it. It was set right here in front of the Barney Theater. Whoa, I can almost see the letters. Let's see if you guys can make it out. There's a T right there. H-E-A. Another T, E, and R. That's crazy. Still there. They have not covered that up. And I'm sure that wire right there lit up the Barney sign, maybe. And you can see right there the pole where Barney's foot would have been placed on. Wonder how many wishes were made in this little fountain. Did you ever make a wish here? I'm just sitting here thinking about the show and how much I really did enjoy the show. You got to go in, you were introduced to a character named Mr. Peekaboo, and Barney finally showed up. He would actually leap up out of the stage. Tons of songs from the TV show. Now, I grew up in the era of Barney. You know, this show opened here in 1995. I remember watching Barney a little before that, but it's kind of hard to think about a time where Barney was not at Universal. This wasn't an opening day attraction, but it's kind of hard to think back to a time when there wasn't Barney at Universal. And I do remember the show very vividly. As a kid, I remember watching it, and I was so confused because I wanted to see Michael and his little sister Susie. Those were, for some reason, those two characters stand out to me. They were kind of the OG characters of the Barney show, the Barney and Friends TV show. I kind of got out of Barney when BJ was introduced. That was kind of the, okay, I'm getting a little too old, in a sense, to watch this. But I have fond memories of Barney. And I have fond memories of the show here at Universal. Can't believe it's no longer a thing. There's actually some footage of me and my friend Mike playing around in the Barney's backyard area a couple of years ago. Man, this is kind of crazy. Another one bites the dust. Legit, the only thing that's really left is a shell. A shell and memories. There's just a few things remaining on the inside. Right in there, you can see. There's like a mannequin right there and a little bit of the painted tree inside the merchandise shop. That's it. And a few more little props inside from the gift shop. But that's all she wrote. Not a whole lot still here. Mostly just the shell. But what are your memories of a day in the park with Barney? Was this a must-do show every time you came to Universal? Did you come here with your kids, or did you come here as a kid, or both? You could have legitimately done both. Comment and let me know your memories. This video was more or less just about what's left of Barney. I didn't go into too many details about the show and what it used to be like. Maybe we can do that on another episode. Most people now just walk by it and don't even pay attention, because why would they? There's no signage, there's nothing really, you know, pulling you towards that area. And Universal has not stated what they were going to be replacing Barney with, so no plans have been at least revealed from Universal, but surely something's gonna replace this. We'll have to wait and see exactly what that is. This is like the last remaining bit of Barney merchandise here. Look at that. It's right before you exit the park. This is it. Some plush. This shirt. That's all she wrote. Well, we came, we saw, we found exactly what remains. Kind of sad that Barney's no longer a thing here. And I'm sure a few of you feel the same back at home. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad we got to document this before anything goes away completely. Who knows if they're going to keep the building. This whole area could be completely leveled and rebuilt. We'll have to just wait and see what happens in the future. But I think our adventure for today has come to an end. Which means it's time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please click that thumbs up button. And next time you're here at Universal Studios Florida, tell them World of Micah sent you. See you on the next episode. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.